So, first reading from Transcendental Diary, January 14th, 1976. After breakfast, Prasadam Prabhupada and I went to see an apartment at Park Circus. He is thinking of purchasing it for his son and daughter, who meet us there. Prabhupada didn't say much to them, and after a few minutes we returned to the temple. At 12:30 p.m., during his massage, which he took sitting on a mat in a little patch of sunlight on a bathroom floor. Tamal Krishna Goswami came to report on a visit he and Jayapataka Swami had just made to the Sri Chaitanya Mat. They had talked with Madhava Maharaj, Prabhupada's godbrother, showing him Prabhupada's translation of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. They asked if Prabhupada's books could be displayed there during a current 5-day festival the Mata was holding. But Madhava Maharaj only gave the excuse why it was not possible. As they were leaving the mat, Tamal Krishna and Jayapataka stopped to talk with the secretary. He appeared interested and friendly, and he inquired about the books. The secretary said that he felt they should follow our example in preaching, but we are tied up too much in routine temple maintenance work. Looking at the advertising brochure, Prabhupada noted that the invited speakers included no sannyasis or spiritual personalities, simply government ministers and the like. Whereas for us, Srila Prabhupada's books are the main feature of our program work, preaching work. He noted that after 40 years, the Gaudiya Math is still selling Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati books. He was critical that they have not been able to produce any literature of their own. He said that many of his godbrothers were envious of his success. He specifically named 3 of them. Prabhupada comments show that he was learned not to expect anything from them. He told us we should avoid dealing with them. He said that rather than help, they will simply attempt to spoil our own work. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So here we can see, it's a nice example that the devotees going to the Gaudiya Math, asking them, please can you display the books of Srila Prabhupada? And they say, no, we cannot do. And argue and bring some, I don't know what they say, it's not mentioned here. And then Prabhupada, it's the same story when Prabhupada went to America, and he was thinking, okay, when I go to America, then I can open a temple, and then when I'm there, and I will arrange everything, then my godbrothers will help me. So, and then we know, Prabhupada got nothing. He wrote letters to his godbrothers, and they write back, no, it's not possible, I cannot send you money, I cannot send you some other devotees to help you. And then Prabhupada was realizing, okay, now I have no help, I have now I have to do it alone. So, and get no help from the Gaudiya Math. And Prabhupada came from the Gaudiya Math. And his plan was he will go to America and make a branch of Gaudiya Math in the Western world, in America. But he had no help from his god brothers. And then he was thinking, okay, when nobody helps me, I'm alone here, then I start my own. Then I will build our own organization. And then he came up with this idea, okay, now I make ISKCON. So ISKCON, but under the same rules and regulations and the wish of my Guru Maharaj, Bhaktisiddhanta. So, and then here on the end also what we're reading here, Prabhupada was a little bit criticizing that after many years, I think 40 years, the Gaudiya Math writing no other books, no more commentaries about the Vedas. Only they have the books of Bhaktisiddhanta. So, and that the god brothers of him were envious of him because of his success in the Western world. So, but when we see nowadays, 50 years later, we are not alone here in the West. The other Gaudiya Maths also coming up more and more and have different branches and different swamis, and they also initiate Western devotees. So, but the first who did this was Prabhupada. He started to preach in the West, and now the Gaudiya Math copy what he did. And now they produce also books in English, more books, preaching in the West, making centers in the West. Now they copy ISKCON, and they have also success. They also devotees are joining. So, but Prabhupada was the first, and it was a reminder for me to why Prabhupada started ISKCON, because he had no help from his god brothers. Also later, and then here, what Prabhupada was saying, he said there rather than help, they will simply attempt to spoil our own work. So, and Prabhupada was saying, they can come, they can visit us, but let them not speak. That's an important point, because normally we have the same philosophy, but mostly they're presented on the other way. So, and Prabhupada don't want to mix or to spoil his disciples, because when they hear the philosophy on the other way, then they will be confused in the end. And that we can also see historically, after Prabhupada went, what was happening? They're totally confused, because all the other Gaudiya Math swamis and big preachers, they're speaking different philosophy or more lila, and then the devotees were saying, oh, Prabhupada not give us everything, and now we have to go to the Gaudiya Math to get the real guru, and then a total mess was happening. So the Gaudiya Maths were getting more big, and ISKCON lose many devotees. So, but now we can see ISKCON had the full power. So, and the Gaudiya Maths, they also have power, but not like ISKCON. ISKCON is flourishing more and more and more. And it's because we have the real Prabhupada has the captain. So he's the real captain. And the full power we have because Prabhupada did it for Krishna. And Gaudiya Math, what was Prabhupada also criticizing, because they are not really preaching. They're only here maintaining, what was here also in the text, maintaining the daily programs in the temple, like we here. So, we're struggling with maintaining the temple things. But this is the basics. We have to make this, and then what we can do more. But when you're struggling on the first floor, then you cannot build up. So, or on the ground floor, then you cannot build up. But when you're enthusiastic, when you have nice devotees, they're very straight devotees, then you make it nicely on the ground, and then you can build up, and then you can preach, and then you can do so many things. And Prabhupada did all this alone. And that's why he is our perfect example. So, what can I more say? Okay, then thank you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So, then I need Bhagavatam in English and Bhagavad Gita also in English. And I hope you can understand my not perfect speaking. Ist ein Bhagavatam da in Englisch? Nicht da, wa?
Oh ja, yes.
Aber Bhagavatam 6. Englisch. Haben wir gar nicht.
Ach, das ist so. Genau.
Ah ja, Jai Vijay Gauradesh. So, 6th Canto, Chapter 2, das war es 25, ne? Ne, 45. 45. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we're reading Canto 6, Chapter 2, Ajamila delivered by the Vishnu Dutas, text 45. Evam svavikalpita svara dhamma tasyapati patito graya kamana vipatyamano nirate harafratam sadyo vimukto bhagavanama kirinam evam svaviplavita svaradama tasya patita patito darya karmana vipatyamano nirade harafratam sadyo vimukto bhagavan nama krina.
Evam saviplavita sarvadharma Dasyapati patito gakya karmana Nipatyamana niraye khatavata Sadyo vimukta bhagavan namagrinam
Evam saviplavita sarvadharma Dasyapati patito gakya karmana Nipatyamano niraye katavrata Sadyo vimukta bhagavan namagrina Evam saviplavita sarvadharma Dasyapati patito gakya karmana Nipatyamano niraye katavrata Sadyo vimukto bhagavan namagrina
Sasyapati patitahasya karmana. Nipatyamana niraye hatavrata. Sadyo vimukta bhagavan namavinam.
So word by word. Evam. In this way. Sa. He, Ajamila. Viplavita Savadama. Who gave up all religious principles. Dasyapati, the husband of a prostitute. Patita, fallen. Gaya Kamana, by being engaged in abominable activities. Nipatyamana, falling. Niraye, in hellish life. Hatavrata, who broke all his vows. Sadhya, immediately. Vimukta, liberated. Bhagavatanama, the holy name of the Lord. Grinan, chanting. Translation. Ajamila was a Brahmana who, because of bad association, had given up all Brahminical culture and religious principles. Becoming most fallen, he stole, drank, and performing other abominable acts. He even kept a prostitute. Thus he was destined to be carried away to hell by the order carriers of Yamaraj, but he was immediately rescued simply by a glimpse of a chanting of the holy name Narayan. So next, there's no purport. Next 46. Natapanama karmani vada kritanam mimuktashanam kriyatapana nukriyatanat nayat puna kamanu dijate mano rajastha mopyam karilam tatunyata. Therefore, one who desires freedom from material bondage should adopt the process of chanting and glorifying the name, fame, form, and pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, that those feed all the holy places standard. One cannot derive the proper benefit from other methods, such as spirits, atonement, speculative knowledge, and meditation in mystic yoga, because even after following such methods, one take to fruited activities again, unable to control his mind, which is contaminated by the basest qualities of nature, namely passion and ignorance. So, purport by Srila Prabhupada. It has actually been seen that even after achieving so-called perfection, many karmis, jnanis, and yogis became attached to material activities again. Many so-called swamis and yogis give up material activities as false jnana, mitya, but after some time they nevertheless resumed material activities by opening hospitals and schools or performing other activities for the benefits of the public. Sometimes they participate in politics, although still falsely declaring themselves sannyasis, members of the renounced order. The perfect conclusion, however, is that if one actually desires to get out of the material world, he must take to devotional service, which begins with Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu, chanting and hearing of the glories of the Lord. The Krishna consciousness movement has actually proved this. In the Western countries, many young boys who were addicted to drugs and who had many other bad habits which they could not given up, abandoned all those propensities and very seriously engaged in chanting the glories of the Lord. As soon as they joined the Krishna conscious movement. In other words, this process is the perfect method to atonement for actions performing in Raja and Tama, passion and ignorance, as stated in Srimad Bhagavatam 1-19. Tadaradas tamo bhava kamalobhalatas chaye shitachare yana vitam shitam tate prashidati. As a result of Raja and Tamas, one becomes increasingly lusty and greedy, but when one take to the process of chanting and hearing, one come to the platform of goodness and become happy. As he advanced in devotional service, all his doubts are completely eradicated. Vidyate, hidaye, grinas, shidani, sava, samasya. Those, the knot of these desires of fruitless activity is cut to pieces. Oh my God, it's another Sage. Dann sehen wir das Lakia, Shakshunitamina, Tasma, Shigena, Vena, Mahashtan, Minubistam, Stapitin, Putin, Swine, Lupakana, Swaparantikam, Vanchakapa, Pasat, Bhavantu, Chapatikan, Bhavan, Go, Vaishnavebu, Namona, Maha, Jai Shri Krishna, Chaitanya, Prabhu, Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadad, Harshira, Sadi, Boda, Bhakti, Vinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So here we hear again from Ajamila's life. And in the first text, 45, here we hear that he gave up all Brahminical culture and religious principles. And he becoming most fallen, he stole, drunk, and performing other sinful acts. And he kept a prostitute, or he lived with a prostitute. And yeah, when we're reading that, then we can remember our life, our past life, not the past lives. So in this life, no, what we did in the past. So before where we get devotees. So we had often no really culture. We also not following any principles. We stole, we drunk, we doing that. So the list is long, very, very long, very bad. So and yeah, and we had ruined the whole life. So and what we get from all this confusion and no satisfaction. So he was very frustrated. So, and we are looking for more, for higher taste. So, and how the higher taste came in our life? The higher taste came because Prabhupada came, and Prabhupada bring us what we are missing in this life. So, because all this so-called sense gratification, it's only is short luck. So very short. So it's not very favorable for us as living beings, as souls, because we want luck forever and not for some minutes or some hours or some days. So, but all the satisfaction what we're getting here, or what Ajamila also enjoyed for many years, was only short satisfaction and not the real thing. He gave up the real thing because he was a Brahmana. He worshipped God. He had a higher consciousness. So, but he gave all this up and get not a better life. He spoiled his good life to from the good to the bad side. So, and in the end, so we know the carriers came, the carriers from Yamaraj, Yamadutas came to bring him to hell. But one thing was there, what he remembers from his earlier life, he remembered the holy name of Narayan. So because of chanting this name, he was freed and he get the second chance. So this is the power of the holy name. And this is also the same thing. First we can see what we did wrong in the past, like Ajamil, and now we did it better. Now we're doing it better because Prabhupada gave us the knowledge, and Prabhupada gave us not only the knowledge, he gave us also the holy name. So very important. Because of the holy name, we changing, and then we get freed from the material bondage. So, because here, next verse, material bondage, you can be freed from the material bondage because of the process of chanting and glorifying the name, fame, form and pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. Here is nicely mentioned that those feet all the holy places stands. Deswegen steht, wie sagt man, seine Füße stehen für alle heiligen Plätze. Und deswegen soll man ihn verehren. So, his feet stays for all holy places. Genau. Und das ist dieselbe Methode, die Ajamila bekommen hat, die wir komischerweise jetzt, it's the same method that what Ajamila got in, you know which yuga was it when Ajamila? But it was in the past yuga, so, but not in the Kali yuga now. But what Ajamila got, that he chant the holy name and get free of it, and then he start again doing Bhakti yoga, and on the end he was going to Vaikuntha, or in the spiritual world. We here in Kali Yuga now, it's our good fortune, because of Prabhupada and Srimad Bhagavatam, we get the same yagya. Different, but it's the same. So Ajamila was chanting, got a good result and get freed in the end, and we get the same thing. And this is nice, because there we can see that we are so fortunate here in this Kali Yuga. In the dark age, where normally you have no yagyas there for enlightenment or to be freed from this material world. Normally Kali Yuga is so dark, you are here and then you get all the results of your bad karma. You stay here and sitting and waiting for that. The new birth, waiting for that, new birth, waiting for that. And the circle of samsara is always going on. And then Kali Yuga is gone and I don't know where we are. In some animal body or in some lower kind of body. But we in this Kali Yuga, we had the good fortune that what Krishna is saying here in Bhagavad Gita, and 4.8. Oh, this Bhagavad Gita without Sanskrit? What is this? Okay. I want to read the Sanskrit, but it's not written here. I thought I can read it from here. 4.8. I have it not in my head. Chapter 4, verse 8. Paritanaya sadhunam vinasyatena dushritam dhamma samstapana taraya sampamini yuge yuge. So, I now read it in English here. To deliver the pious and to annihilate the miscreants, as well as re-establish the principles of religion, I myself appear millennium after millennium. So, And this verse is nice because he is mentioning that Krishna is appearing in every millennium, in every yuga. So, but on the other hand, the Vedas say, okay, Krishna appears only in 3 yugas and not in 4 yugas. So, but here, Prabhupada, Krishna is saying, Bhagavad Gita, I coming every yuga. So, and then here in the purport, we have a nice explanation what is going on here in the Kali Yuga. Here, Prabhupada explained it. There are various kinds of avatars, such as Purusha avatars, Guna avatars, Lila avatars, Shaktiyavesha avatars, Manvantaras, and Yuga avatars, all appearing as saddle all over the universe. But Lord Krishna is the primeval Lord, the 14th head of all avatars. Lord Shri Krishna descends for the satisfying purpose of mitigating the anxieties of pure devotees, who are very anxious to see him in his original Vrindavan pastimes. Therefore, the prime purpose of the Krishna avatar is to satisfy his unalloyed devotees. The Lord says that he incarnates himself in every millennium. This indicates that he incarnates also in the age of Kali. As stated in Srimad Bhagavatam, the incarnation in the age of Kali is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who spread the worship of Krishna by the Sankirtan movement, congregational chanting of the holy name, and spread Krishna consciousness throughout India. He predicted that this culture of Sankirtan would be broadcast all over the world, from town to town and village to village. Lord Chaitanya has, as the incarnation of Krishna, the personality of Godhead, is described secretly, but not directly in the confidential parts of the revealed scriptures, such as Upanishads, Mahabharata, and Bhagavatam. The devotees of Lord Krishna are very much attracted by the Sankirtan movement of Lord Chaitanya. This avatar of the Lord does not kill the miscreants, but deliver them by his causeless mercy. So, hier mal we have here now a small explanation by Prabhupada why Lord Chaitanya comes not to kill the miscreants, not to kill. Normally he comes and kill the demons, but here he not kill in this form as Lord Chaitanya. He delivers them all by his causeless mercy. And what is his causeless mercy? The holy name. And the whole philosophy behind what we had presented by Srila Prabhupada. So, the whole process of Bhakti Yoga. Not only the holy name, but mostly a start with the holy name, or starting with the scriptures, so starting with the books. And when you read the books, then in so many purports you can read, okay, chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And when you read it for so many times, then you understand, oh, there's something special with that mantra. Prabhupada mentioned it so many times. And you are not a big scholar, you are not a brahmana, you're not very high in your consciousness, but you can, when you read the purpose of Prabhupada, you can understand after a while. After 1-2 books, you can understand there's something special with that mantra. Other mantras is mentioning 1 or 2 times, but this is very, very high and many times mentioning. And then Prabhupada also chant Hare Krishna and be happy. This is the main yagya. This is the yagya. What was introduced by Lord Chaitanya himself. He also delivered everybody, all the fallen souls, with this Yuga Dharma of Harinam Sankirtan. So, and what we're doing now, we are follow these footsteps. Prabhupada and Lord Chaitanya gave the Yuga Dharma, and now we are doing the same thing. We are also presenting the holy name, we are presenting the books, we are presenting Harinam Sankirtan. And what Sankirtan means is congregational chanting. That means we do it together, not alone. The beginning you can come in contact with the holy name or with the philosophy alone. And then next time next step is that you get an association with the sadhus, with other devotees. And when you come together, then slowly, but it will comes a congregational chanting. You come together as a group, and then you're chanting together. Then you meet together and you worship together. And then the next level is that you want to present us to others. Because you understand it helps me and it helps my friends or my small group, what we have now. But next step is we want to give it to others. So, and this was what Lord Chaitanya wants from us, that we give it to others. In form of the books, that's why Prabhupada presenting all the books, translated all the books, because the books is directly Krishna and we give it to the people. Or we give them the holy name. It's no different. Books no different from Krishna, and the holy name is not different from Krishna. So, and all the devotees they're saying, no, only the holy name is Krishna and not the books. What Prabhupada is saying, this is written kirtan. So the books, it's writing kirtan. This is Krishna's words. That's why it's no different. So. Hope you have it here in letter form on paper, but when you read it and you hear it, when you read it loud and you hear it, it is the same benefit. We are chanting kirtan together. So you can make kirtan alone at home with the books. But the best is to go and to meet with the devotees, what we are doing here every morning, that we sit together, listen to the class, listen to the speaker, and hear from Bhagavatam together, also in congregation, so together. Everything what you're doing here we have to do together, not alone. Being in the kitchen alone, it's not so nice. Being in the kitchen with some devotees together, it's nice. Sunday program with one devotee, it's not so nice. It's nice when we come together with 100 devotees or 50 devotees. Harinam also, you can do Harinam alone. It's nice. When you're very on a high level of consciousness, then you can do it alone, and then for them it's blissful. But mostly, we're not going alone on Harinam. We go in a group, 5, 10, 15, 20 devotees, or in other countries more, and there's more blissful. Every activity what we're doing here is to satisfying the Lord and to make it together. And when we do it together, then the Lord is satisfied. Not to do it egoistically alone. I'm reading alone, I study alone, I'm chanting alone, I do everything alone, because then I'm safe. Then in my private zone I can do any nonsense, what I want. Nobody will see it. Only Krishna will see. But this I forgot also. Mostly. But Krishna sees everything. And when you do it together, then you cannot space out. And when you do it with devotees, they are more enlightened than you are, then you will be also protected. But when you go in an association with devotees, they are lower than you, what's going on then? Then you will think, oh, I am the great devotee. I help you, so but then you will also losing power. So that's why Lord Chaitanya wants that we are all be on a high level of consciousness. That's why we have to do chanting our rounds good. And when we're not chanting our rounds good, then we have no good consciousness. And then we cannot give good association to others. When we are on lower platform of consciousness and when we connect on the same level, then we will spoil each other and not lifting up each other. So, and that's why when we come together, then hopefully there's somebody, he's more enlightened than us, and then he will lift up us up. So this is the thing. And when we are here sitting and we are not so high in our Krishna consciousness, but we are associating with Srimad Bhagavatam, we are associating with Prabhupada, we're hearing from Prabhupada. And this lifts us up every day. And when we hear from Prabhupada, when we chant the holy name, then automatically we will increase our bhakti process. So, and that is the way how we can understand the Sankirtan Yagya. That we are not so pure. We are not so pure. But the process is pure. And when we follow the process, when we're chanting, but we are not chanting pure, but we're chanting, the effect on the people will be pure. We're distributing not pure the books, but when the people get the books and reading it, they get the pure thing from the book, not from us. So this is what we have to understand. It's the Yuga Dharma. It's so powerful that everybody can be part of it. Also, so fallen persons as we hearing what we had heard in the first mantra here from Ajamir. Most fallen, stolen, drunk, prostitution, and all this bad stuff he did. But what he did, he chanted the holy name. And we do the same. We also taking drugs in the past, we also drunk in the past. We had so many bad habits, but now we are changing. We are changing because we follow this process. And after a while, then we can give it up. Everything we give up. What was before so high valuable for us, what we're thinking, oh, this is what I want, that is the goal of life, to be intoxicated or something else. We give it up for a clean mind, because it was for us for us was not clear what is good and what is bad. But Prabhupada and the Sankirtan movement opened our eyes and give us the real thing as human being, because as human being you can only be very satisfied when you be truthful and clean. You have to be clean. And nobody nowadays is clean. They all be sinful, they're all dirty, they're all lusty, they're all... And we came from the same side, but now we're changing our dress, we're changing our mindset, we're changing the literature what we read, we're changing our method of meditation. What was before our meditation? We meditate over drugs and girls and fame and how to become rich. And now we're changing it to, okay, I'm a devotee of Krishna, I'm a servant, and now we do the Sankirtan Yagya. And the Sankirtan Yagya is not only chanting the holy name, but it is the ground, it's the basis. Everything what we're doing here have to be done with chanting the holy name. When you're not chanting the holy name, then it's no Bhakti Yoga. Jai Vijay Gulam Ki Jai. And then both here, Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda, they give it to us. And then Prabhupada, the real follower, or the real devotee of Krishna, of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, give us this in the Western world to enlighten us all here in the Western world. And it works. And it will work for the next 10,000 years. So, but we have to be pure or too intelligent enough to understand how this Sankirtan Yagya works. That it will not work when we're not giving it to others, when we don't give it to others. So then it will not work. But automatically, the process is like this: when you develop yourself in consciousness, then automatically there will be some inner voice who say to you, no, give it to others. Go out, chant the holy name, give them the books, give them prasadam, give them a small invitation card to connect other people to this movement. And this is Lord Chaitanya's movement, not our movement. We are only some small puppets in Krishna's hand to fulfill his mission. So, and there's one more nice purport here, where Prabhupada speaks about the Sankirtan Yagya as chapter 3, text 10. Sahayakya pradastridstva parubhasha rajapati anena pasa vishtatvam evayo svakshikta kamadruk. So I have to make this again here in English. 3:10. Krishna Krishna. So, in the beginning of creation, the Lord of all creatures sent 4 generations of men and demigods along with sacrificing for Vishnu. They blessed them by saying, be you happy by this yagya sacrifice, because it's performed will be bestow up you everything disable for living happily and achieving liberation. So here it's mentioning that the Lord give us yagya, sacrifice, for living happily and achieving liberation. And here in this purport, for this text, Prabhupada is also mentioning, what's this here? Here, okay. By performing of yagya, the conditional souls gradually become Krishna consciousness and become goodly in all respect. In the age of Kali, the Sankirtan Yagya, the chanting of the name of God, is recommended by the Vedic scriptures, and this transcendental system of introduced by Lord Chaitanya for the deliverance of all men in this age, Sankirtan Yagya and Krishna consciousness go well together. Lord Krishna and his devotional form as Lord Chaitanya is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam 11.5.32 as follows. Krishna's Svalanam Krisha Krishnam Svango Pangastra Pashadam Yakya Sankirtanam Pratrai Yakyantihi Su Medasaham. Here. In this age of Kali, people who are endowed with sufficient intelligence will worship the Lord, who is accompanied by his associates by performing of Sankirtan Yagya. Other yagyas described in the Vedic literature are not so easy to perform in this age of Kali, but the Sankirtan Yagya is easy and sublime for all purposes and recommended in Bhagavad Gita. So, here we have also this verse mentioning from 11th canto. There we have some verses, and there's also mentioning that Lord Chaitanya will come, appear, and what he will bring us. He is mentioning he bring the Sankirtan Yagya. And Prabhupada is here also telling us it's the easiest way. And all other yagras are recommended in the Vedas will not work. So that we see, that people are so frustrated because they want to do fire yagyas, they want to do worshipping the deities on very high standards, or they want to meditate, still meditation in the forest or nowadays in the city to realize God, or to realize their own or their self, but it will not work. So and then we come as devotees in Lord Chaitanya's mission and say, okay, chant only Hare Krishna. And Prabhupada is saying a child can do this. It's so easy, do it. And then you get the highest benefits from it. And then people say, oh, no, it's too easy for me. I will do my speculation, my other philosophies, my other things, or I have no time. So, but why we say we have no time for that? That's so easy. So, and we have to give our lifetime for that. Only one lifetime for that, and then we get a result that we going back to Godhead. That was mentioning, and that was the wish of Lord Chaitanya, and was also mentioning by Prabhupada. When we're doing that, the right thing, then we will automatically going back. And the yagya is so powerful that it will clean us totally, that we all coming on this pure platform. When we stay focused and fixed on the mission and not spacing out and I do it for some years, for some time, then I will go away. Better things are waiting outside. No, there is no better things waiting outside. There's only waiting Lord Chaitanya Sankirtan movement, and when you're not doing that, then you're lost. But when you're doing that, then you will get the whole mercy. And we are all on the right path. So, thank you. I hope it was a little bit interesting for you. Let's do Sankirtan Yagya today, and for the whole lifetime, and then our life will be perfect. So, okay, thank you. Some questions or some 5 minutes, not more. I have to pack the books. Everything clear? Frage oder nicht? Oder alles klar? Yeah? You want to say something?
If I focus translation.
Yeah, sorry.
Thinking.
Okay. Good. Then I wish you a nice Yagya day. Harinam Sankirtan Yagya Ki Jai. Hare Krishna.